Okay, now what we're going to be doing next is creating solids by rotating a function or part of a function around either the x or the y-axis, or it could either be any horizontal or vertical line. So I want to kind of give you a picture of what that looks like. So here we're looking at an x and a y-axis, like normal, and this black solid line is the graph of y equals sine of x, starting at 0 and going to pi. So it creates this almost like a parabola, but not. Just nice little shape. You'll see that, it connects with the x-axis. And we're going to rotate this around the x-axis. So let me start the animation here. That's what these red lines are. You'll see what it's doing is it's coming out and it's going to create this 3D shape all the way around. So, it's something that's very hard to draw and very hard to visualize because you're literally jumping out of the paper, rotating it around. And what's really cool here in GeoGebra is that I can rotate this for you. So now you're seeing it pop out, and we're creating this 3D shape, 3D solid, and the idea is that this would be completely filled in, okay? So it would be a solid. Now, one thing we're going to want to think about is what the cross sections look like. And for this shape, sorry, I'm having trouble getting it back to the axis I wanted, but if you thought about slicing it up, the slices would be cylinders, would be circles, the cross sections. And we're actually going to call this the disc method because the slices would look like discs. Okay. Now compare that to what are going to be known as the washer method, where we actually have a hole in between. And here what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the area between the red curve and the blue curve. So this funny shaped area around the x-axis. Now notice there's this whole space between the bottom of the blue curve and the x-axis that isn't going to get filled in. So this isn't completely solid. It would have a solid piece and then it would have a kind of cutout through the middle of it. And you can see the cross section is actually shown by this yellow outside ring and the green inside ring. And this would look like a washer. And by washer, I mean the thing you would get from the hardware store, the little metal piece that has a hole in the middle of it. So we're going to call this the washer method. But let me just show you. Let me trace the red and the blue curves here. If we spin it around here, okay, we kind of get a good view of what's going on. Let me do it a little bit more. So the red would be the outer kind of shell of this object. Okay, and then the blue would be the inner part. Okay, so it would look pretty cylindrical from the outside, but then the inside would have this funny shape cut out of it. And and you can see moving this along, we'd get big washers toward the end. We'd get smaller washers. Okay, and here kind of medium-sized ones, but the hole is pretty big. Okay, so that's what we're going to call the washer method.